Hey everybody, I'm Yendi, and this is Odyssey with Yendi, Untold Journeys, where I speak with some of my favorite people and have some shape shifting conversations. Here, they share their stories, leaving nuggets of goodness and life lessons to motivate and inspire our own life's journeys. Odyssey with Yendi Untold Journeys is brought to you in partnership with Sagicor.
Buying a home? Score big with a Sagicor Bank mortgage. It's easy. Find your property, apply for your Sagicor Bank mortgage, get your keys in no time, and you're home!
MasterCard.
Make online purchases in a safe way with Debit MasterCard. Let the passion of football find you everywhere. MasterCard, start something priceless.
Grab yourself some Appleton and tap into a new world of flavor. Have a snack for this episode? Well, grab your Sun Mix and taste the good life.
He's brought us entertainment and laughter for years on YouTube, on Instagram, in the form of skits and so much more. You know him as Quite Perry, but today you find out a little bit more about Rohan Perry. Rohan. You see, is this a Quite Perry interview or is this a Rohan Perry interview?
It might be Rohan Perry.
Let's do Rohan.
Yeah, let's
I
do
feel like
Rohan.
everyone has grown to love the persona Quite Perry.
Right.
They love what Quite Perry does with the skits and Patricia but let's talk to Ro, because I love Ro and I
Right.
left with Ro.
Right.
How are you? First things first. How are you?
I'm choosing to be well. It's a choice.
It is, isn't it?
It's a choice because you find that we're in an extraordinary event and there's no guideline or any like guidebook to maneuver something like this. I don't think our generation has ever experienced a pandemic or something, and it's worldwide.
Yeah.
You know? So you find that when you get into those valleys, you can't stay there.
Yeah.
You have to know and understand that this is something that I'm going to be in and it's temporary. So you have to choose to rise up out of it. So I'm choosing to be well.
And it's the temporary part because right now it's been so long that it actually almost feels like a permanent, you know,
Right.
but it's the reminder that
It's almost feeling normal at this point.
Right.
Yeah, I think persons have just gone into like, oh, this is the thing.
yeah.
Yeah, this is the thing.
I vividly remember you needing to take a breather.
Yeah.
People underestimate what it takes to do content creation. Can we start there?
Yeah.
And I remember you saying, I need a moment from
Yeah.
putting out these videos because life is happening and I need to pull back. Walk me through that for you.
Okay, so in becoming Quite Perry and growing in Quite Perry, when you're starting, everything is like, oh my God, what is going on? It's like a whirlwind in a sense. It's like getting a hit song and everybody's calling your phone.
Yes.
There really isn't like a book or a manual to say how to maneuver these things and how to protect yourself.
Yes.
Yes, because I think a large part of coming into this space is majority of the people become dehumanized.
Yes, Ro.
Yeah.
I think I've said it more than once. I literally hold this space to humanize people
Yeah.
because of that exact factor that you're highlighting.
Yeah.
It becomes the character
Yes.
versus the person.
The person, yes. And then the character trumps the person. So, and I wouldn't even say Quite Perry is a character. He's a part of me. I am Quite Perry. Who you see is who you get.
Right.
But oftentimes people expect that. That's the expectation. You have to be that all the time. So, of course, in coming up, and being Quite Perry, I was young, I was blossoming. Everybody say, oh my God, Perry this, Perry that. And, all these people are reaching out to you. You have a large number of people who are following you now. There's an expectation of you. You have corporate Jamaica calling your phone to say, hey, we're going to need you for this. But there really isn't a time in all of that where you take a second to be like, maybe I need a breather.
Yeah.
You know, because
Yeah.
everything is happening so fast.
Yeah.
And 3 years is a long time, but it might seem like a short time if everything is happening fast.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely, I understand that.
Yeah.
Where did Quite Perry come from?
All right. I'm going to be very honest with you. So, when I went to George's, right?
Oh.
Reality shows were becoming a thing then. So I have a friend of mine. It was just him and we would pretend that we were on a reality show.
Oh.
No, I was the main cast. He was the ensemble, even though it was just two of us. But the name of the show was Quite Perry. So we would go to lunch and we would literally act like we're being filmed.
Really? Like real world?
Like real world. Like we
Yeah.
would literally think that there are cameras around us. And then I kind of thought I kept the name from when I went into blogging. So I had a website, quiteperry.com, and I used to
Yeah.
blog about just like pop culture and stuff. So I had the page on Facebook, Quite Perry, quiteperry.com, and then that was just basically it. I just kept the name. It just kind of sort of transitioned
Yeah.
through different phases of, me evolving into who Quite Perry is.
I love how people say Quiet Perry. You still get quiet.
All right, let me explain something to you, right? I want to debunk certain myths.
All right, let's debunk
So
them.
let's debunk for everybody who is watching right now. I am not short.
At all.
I am very tall.
Yes.
I am 6'3".
Come stand up beside me.
Wow. Wow.
Show them.
Wow.
Because I am not short.
Right.
And look at this.
Right. So people can see what's going on. Perfect. Great. So when you see me in public, now say you're tally. I never know say I don't know which part on social media would even depict or give me like short energy. I am 6'3". I am very big in mass because I've been in the gym.
Oh,
So
it's
this
the muscles
is-
for me.
Yeah, this is mass. It's not fat. So don't see me and say you get fatty. It's inappropriate. Also, my name is Quite Perry. It's not quiet. So don't run a joke as if it's an actual joke and it's funny to say, for somebody when name Quiet Perry, you're not
Shut
quiet.
up.
It's not quiet, Perry. It's quite, like quite frankly, like frankly speaking, right? It's not quitty either, and it is not quiety. It is Quite Perry.
No, me like quiet, me not lie.
No, I was literally walking through half a chair. I was like, oh my God, Quitty Perry. I was like, huh? But my answer same way, cause
Of course.
right,
That's what
right,
we do.
right.
Little grace.
But in certain settings, I'm just like, it's quiet,
yeah.
not quiet. The E never shift to the next side.
By the way, I want to tell you one day about the security guard who used to always call me Miss Windy.
Miss Windy, Whenever they sell fun, Miss Windy. Hi.
At least you thought it was fans. I was like, oh, who told him? I don't know. I'm joking.
Wow.
I'm kidding. I
Wow.
am kidding.
Wow.
Actually, you are the comedian. I don't know what I'm trying over here, but let's talk about that. Let's talk about how you transitioned from the skits and the blogging to actual comedy. Because when did you actually realize that people found you humorous and it was connecting in a way that really made people laugh and feel good?
So I feel like this happened like between my transition from prep school to high school. So I was I wouldn't even say the class clown, but they would always laugh.
Yeah.
I never really had that realization. Like I never had the awareness, but it would happen.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like oh wait, wow. It was just like, oh, I'm going through life. People are actually laughing at things that I say. So, all right, cool, whatever. But people used to actually call me to fight their battles, like to argue with people.
Oh, because you're full of argument and
Yes,
mouth.
and I'm very witty and have good comebacks and stuff like that.
The quips.
Right. That. So that's when I kind of like thinking back, that's where it kind of sort of all started. And the classroom is a very good testing ground.
Isn't it?
Right, because you have everybody in the class who's just very smart and,
Yeah.
you know, we're young and we're mouth spicy. So, yeah, but in coming into it itself, it wasn't until I posted my first video on Instagram, actually, at the time. And it was actually March 20th, 2015.
How do you remember the date so specifically?
I remember the date because I was going through a very dark period. Yeah. And it took me a while to even get to the words to say, like, I was unhappy. Yeah. So I actually had the conversation with my now manager, Karen Clark, and I said to her, because at the time I was doing social media,
Right.
but I was doing social media for a lot of companies,
Right.
like very huge companies, and the money was good. You know, there wasn't really a reason for me to not stay in it. It's not like it wasn't fruitful.
Right.
But I said to myself, something has to give. And I remember speaking with one of the CEOs who actually gave me my first corporate job. As in, he saw me as a young person trying, as in, I print my company logo upon my t-shirt,
Same way.
and I showed up to the little interview, and on the spot he said, Mr. Summer Inayo, I want to work with you.
Same way.
And I remember having a conversation with him, and he said to me, we need you, like, why are you leaving? And I said to him, I cannot, and it's funny. I wouldn't even say funny, but it's just how God works. Every single one of my contracts in that period was up.
Timing.
And it was for me to renew
So
them.
it's time to go.
Yeah. And he said to me, we need you, like, why are you leaving? And I said to him, I cannot do it.
Grossly unhappy.
I was very unhappy. And I was living with my mom at the time. And I remember her even saying to me, like, Rohan, you've been here for like a while now. Like, what's going on? Like, you need to like find a job and, you know, start making back some money and stuff. And I said to her, I don't know what I want to do. And that's a harsh realization for a lot of mothers.
Yes.
Especially when they're not necessarily like equipped to kind of sort of provide you that comfort to say, oh, but son, no man, it's fine, it's cool, it's okay. Not that, you know, what she did was a bad thing, but I also understand that it's like, all right, cool, he'll eventually figure it out.
Right.
And I had a conversation with my now manager the night of, which was March 19th, 2015.
Got you.
And she said to me, Rohan, I told her what I wanted to do. I said, I want to do videos. Because I used to do videos on YouTube, but they were very long. And she said to me, Rohan, you're a little bit long-winded, you know?
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit long-winded. Like, get to the point. That's literally what she said. She said, cut it down. And literally the next day, I just got up. I don't know what came over me even. I just got up and I remade a skit from Oliver Samuels.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah. March 2015. And that was my first video on the internet, and it actually blew up.
What was the skit?
It was, okay, so you know, he's in the plane.
Yeah, oh, I know
and
exactly
he
which
said
one.
to the lady, would you like a box, ma'am?
Yes.
She not thinking say it's an actual box, she think it's a box, right? I literally remade that.
Oh my, by the way, you know who is about to go and dig up that video.
Oh my God.
You know your first video is about to blow back up.
Right. Them time they never did have on the head tie or anything. So everything kind of sort of happened on its own.
Yeah.
I didn't even name Patricia.
So Patricia never existed at that point.
No.
Where did Patricia come from? How did she come out of?
So what happened was I used to do dub smash, which modern age, you guys are calling it TikTok. We beat you guys. Hello. So
It's the fact that you are a millennial and not a Gen Z.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize that you're a millennial.
I'm a millennial.
Yeah.
So before TikTok, we had dub smash, and you could do the voiceovers of like different shows and
Right.
stuff. So I did that. But what happened was people couldn't distinguish between the male and the female character because there was no real, right? It was just me playing both roles. You could just see a guy and a guy playing a feminine person. So I found a head tie at the time, right?
A random
or just
scarf.
random scarf about the players. That was it. And then it wasn't until it literally began to grow more and people still couldn't distinguish. So I randomly opened my mom's bottom drawer and found a piece of ear. She don't wear ear no more. It's literally a piece of ear that I just found. I said, I'm just tack it right here, so, and that's it. So when I started doing original content, it was in the middle of the video. I said something like, you hear Patricia my name or something like that. That's literally
How she was birthed.
yeah. I didn't even that she was never conceptualized, she was never put on paper. It was just I just said a name and Patricia was the first name.
And it hit,
Yeah.
it stick, it's almost become, I don't know, I think people sit down and wait on your notification to be like, what she gonna know? What she gonna say no, you know? When did you realize that people bought into it, they loved it, and they craved more of that content?
One, when corporate Jamaica started calling my phone.
And call and ask for Patricia?
Yeah, they're like
Corporate?
Yeah, corporate was like, hey, we need you to do a video for XYZ. And I'm like, all right, cool, no problem.
Yeah.
But then I had people in my DM saying, hi, I just wanted to let you know I'm a fan of you. I will never forget that first message because I was like, fan? It's like, what are you talking about? Like, huh? And them time they had like 10,000 followers.
Yeah.
You know, so I was just like, this is odd to me. Like, what is going on? And then more messages kept coming in, and persons were just like, when's the next video? When's the next video? So everything was just
Exactly.
happening. So there was no real plan.
Yeah.
And even within it happening, I was just like, what should I do next?
Yeah.
What should I do next? But I was so like in love with it that I just didn't want to. I still love it to this day, but I just didn't want to stop. So like there was just an influx of just videos coming out at that time because I had nothing but time.
Having just left your corporate
Right,
job.
I had nothing else to do. So
You know what I find interesting though? It's like I look at you, I know you, and I often think about Robin Williams when I think about you.
right, very tragic.
But you know exactly why I think
Yeah.
about him. People often see the jokes, the kiki car, the laughter. The people who always make people laugh
Yeah.
are often the ones who mask their realities with jokes and comedy.
Yeah.
Let's unpack that a little. Let's talk a little bit.
Yendi, why y'all do this? Why y'all do this? Can I just say though, I don't know, we've always had this connection where we literally sit and talk about anything. I don't know why you always make me emotional. Why you do this? Why you do this?
It's because, you know, I'm talking to you from a place of love
Right.
and genuine care.
Yendi, don't do this. Okay, so I guess to kind of unpack the whole comedian life and just, I guess, the flip side.
Because there is a flip side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so in coming into, you know, being quite Perry, you're all jovial, you're all happy, everybody loves you. There really isn't any boundaries.
Yeah.
And you have to establish those boundaries for yourself. And I remember the first time I even said no, and I messaged you or we spoke about it, and I was like, I'm in a place now where I'm comfortable enough to tell people no.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember you saying it to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, establishing boundaries for yourself is very important. And I learned that later on because in the initial stages, I wasn't taking care of myself. And it was because I did not know.
Yeah.
So everything that is happening in my most recent years as Quiet Perry is just because I wasn't protecting a lot of things that should have been protected.
Including your mental health?
Including my mental health, which of course, you know, triggers my anxiety and all of that. So I'm at a point now where my anxiety is very debilitating.
Yeah.
So it affects me like physically.
Yeah.
So I have insomnia. I don't have appetites. When it's literally in the zone,
Yeah.
like
Forget
when
it.
there's a period, it's just
Forget it.
insomnia, the like the literal, like physical body aches. Sometimes I get diarrhea. Um, and I think a large part of that is my social anxiety. And I developed that because I believe I gave a lot of myself to the public.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And at what cost? To what extent do you give but still protect you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was always like, oh my God, sure, yeah, let's take a photo. Oh my God, sure. We can stop and talk here for an hour, even though I've got stuff to do. So now it's at a point where if I can't stop, I just can't stop. Maybe next time if you see me. Or if I can't take a photo, I can't take a photo.
And
I might
that's
take
okay.
5 photos with persons within a group, but probably the 6th person, I'm just like, you know what, kind of tired, I'm not feeling it. But it took me a while to get there to kind of sort of just acknowledge that, Rowan, you are important too.
A word.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You are important.
How do you then balance knowing that you still have to eat your food because your bread and butter is
Right.
what you do? How do you balance that and juggle that, but not at the sacrifice of your health?
So what happens now is I mentally prepare myself to go out.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's almost like a vest.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to battle now, guys. Let's go.
Yeah.
So all of the voices in my head, gear up, man. It's time to show up. So yeah, I mentally prepare. I don't go out not guarded. I'm still who I am, but I'm guarded more than ever. And I've always been a very vocal person, but now I'm more resolute in me being vocal. So if it's a situation where I don't want to work with you, or I can't do it, and I don't feel bad about it.
That's a hell of a place to get to.
Yeah.
You know that. The not feeling bad about
Yeah.
it. I still have to work at that part because the people pleasing
Yeah.
aspect is still a thing.
I have no
But
interest to, and I think this is something that I developed over a period of time, and I think it kind of sort of happened in high school, but it's even better now. But even then, I didn't care what people thought.
Yeah.
There was a period though where I was, of course, suicidal, and you're questioning God and saying, "Oh my God, God, why am I this person? Why are people so judgmental of me?" Or, all those things. Are questioning all the things that make you special, and you're questioning all the things that make people gravitate towards you. You understand?
Yeah.
But I developed that over a period of time where I'm just like, I don't really care what you have to say. And it took some time, of course, but of course to build up that sense of security to know that I am who I am.
Right.
And I know what I bring to the table. I'm an awesome person.
You are.
I'm an amazing friend.
You are.
You understand? So, yeah, everything takes time.
Yeah.
But you also have to offer yourself enough grace
That's
to
the
get
word.
there.
That's the word.
Yeah.
What is the thing that makes you happiest? Truly happiest? The happy that makes you, that laugh that you do where you're like...
Right. I know which laugh you're talking
Yes.
about.
Yes.
I know which laugh you're
What's
talking
the thing
about.
that makes you feel that in an authentic and pure way?
I think now more so than ever experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I find myself, if there's like an invite to go out of town or something, I'm just like, I'm ready, let's go.
Backpack.
Yeah, let's
Grip in hand.
let's go. And I'm also being more intentional about it because of my anxiety, I was kind of sort of forced to be a homebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm at home majority of the time.
Yes.
And because of COVID, it became more often than ever.
Right.
But I've become intentional about it.
Where do you see yourself going? What do you ultimately want for yourself when this thing is said and done?
To be honest with you, I want to be remembered for being myself 100%. I think we live in an age and a society where persons mask a lot of things to please people, and they put on a front just so that they can be approved or accepted.
Yeah.
I can honestly say that I went against the grain in just a lot of things. In one, accepting who I am, and just being myself. It's literally on all my social media.
Yeah.
It's the first thing. It says just be yourself.
Yeah. You know what else you went against the grain with? I remember you invited me to be a part of your school tour.
Right.
Loved that
I
experience.
saw a video of that today, actually.
Did you?
Yes.
It
And it was the one
so
where you
cool.
went up
Was
at
it?
Alpha, right?
And I get a bigger forward than a joke. I'm joking.
Right. Oh my God.
I'm kidding. Well, you know I am.
That was one of the comebacks, and come on, stick with it. Come on.
Mr. I can't stand you.
Come on.
By the way, I don't even think the camera saw exactly what you just did with your
probably
face.
not.
I'm going to need my editor to zoom in on that. Savage. But why did you do the school tour? What was so important to you about going into the high schools and that age and encouraging that specific group of people, youngsters?
For me, I think throughout my, high school life, a lot of it was me being impressed upon. So I think in high school, a lot of kids are impressionable.
Yeah.
And they're susceptible to a lot of things, especially like just society. Like they tell you what to wear, who to be friends with, all that stuff. So bringing the social media responsibility school tour to students is kind of sort of getting to them from early to understand that, hey, you have to be absolutely careful about what you post online because your digital footprint never goes away.
That's right.
It cannot be erased. It will be there forever. And you find that even now more than ever, things are often duplicated in like 0.02 seconds. Like as you post a story before you can even delete it, somebody grab it.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So I think it's important just to kind of sort of encourage them to just not only be careful like what they post online, but to also be kinder to people.
That part. It's that part. I don't think there is enough of an understanding of how much it can just impact somebody's spirit for you to just be kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even responding to people. But like for me personally, I've developed a whole system right now in just dealing and tackling with people who bully me.
Right.
It's called BLOCK. You just block. And you keep it moving.
I think you need that T on the end of that. Blocked.
But 70 back of that. But that's a way to just kind of sort of protect your space.
Yeah.
I cannot put myself through the mental gymnastics that they go through to, one, not like somebody, but go out of their way to make a comment. It's the weirdest thing to me.
Yeah.
Because I know who I am, and if I don't like something, I'm just gonna scroll past it.
That's right.
Or I'm
and
not
keep
gonna
it moving.
follow the person. If bad come to bad, I'm sending it in my group chat. You understand? I talk about this around my breakfast table.
Right.
But I'm not gonna like. For me, it's a weird thing.
Yeah.
For you to make people see that you do not like them. It's a weird construct.
Yeah.
For me, I know what it is rooted in, but it's just a weird construct.
Yeah.
You know.
Having navigated the space, having navigated having a public persona while battling your own anxieties, within that context, if I were to ask you for 3 life hacks that you know for people who are watching who are just like, oh snap, I didn't realize this was the level of mental gymnastics he has battled with. What are the 3 life hacks that you would give to those people who are watching who want to pull through and actually look forward to each day?
Now for your Sagicor life hacks.
Number 1, I would definitely say have a relationship with God that is unique to you.
A word.
That is unique to you. Don't look at or try to master how other people communicate with God or choose to worship, have a relationship with Him that is unique to you, because He's a very compassionate God. And He knows and He understands. Two, I would say, in everything you do, be authentic in it.
Yes.
Be authentic in it. Show up as yourself.
Yeah.
This is who I am. Those who will like you, and those who will not like you will just not like you. And there's nothing you can do about that.
That's okay.
Yeah. And three, I would say, have fun. Have fun and just make awesome memories.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be intentional about making memories. And I think it's even amazing that I have this entire thing on the internet that I can look back at
Right?
3 years from now, 4 years from now, and just say, wow,
I did that.
I did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that. But yeah, this thing in terms of being in the public space, I wouldn't say I've mastered it, because I don't think any one person can master it.
Yeah.
Because in all honesty, it does get a little bit lonely sometimes,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
because you have to just be guarded about who's
Everything.
around you, literally everything. It sends you in just like a different part of your mind.
Absolutely.
Okay, and those who are in it will understand. But I wouldn't even say it's a small price to pay for everything that comes with it, but it's a small price to pay.
It's a price.
It's a price.
The measure of the size is going to
Yeah.
be subjective, but it's a price
It's
for sure.
It's a price.
Yeah.
You just have to know how to maneuver it, stay grounded, and have just amazing people around you who will say to you, excuse me, what are you doing?
Why you have to sound like Karen?
That is Karen. What are
It
you
is
doing?
so Karen.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Hello?
Yeah, like what are you doing? You understand? That don't happen often with me because me not get trouble. But it's good and very important. Oh my God. It is very good and important to have amazing and supportive people in your corner. And I can honestly say that I have an amazing management team who supports me in everything that I do. And they're also okay with me saying no. They're also okay with me taking breaks. The nurturing aspect of it is there 100%. My family supports me 100%. It took them a while, though. It took them a while.
No shots being fired.
It took them a while. Because, I mean, it's a new thing.
Especially when you started doing it.
Right.
It wasn't...
I started doing it 6 years ago.
Yeah.
It
Being
was
a
like,
YouTuber.
right.
Tell
Being a
that to your traditional
personality or
parents.
doing skit videos. It's like, what is this? It wasn't
Yeah.
until Jamaica on a whole was saying, yeah, man, I'm quite Perry. Right.
Right.
Where they were just like, yeah, and I can understand that.
Right.
You know, I can understand that. Every parent wants their child to be successful because they spend the money for you to go to school. Why would they be wasting their money for you to not come out good in life? Hello?
Tell them you still know Pythagoras theorem, or do you?
I don't. I'm not applying none of them something in our life, but it was important to know.
So I kind of have something to get you back on.
Get me back on.
Yeah. While I enjoyed it thoroughly, right?
I don't mouth guard something, Yendi.
I mean, yes.
Oh my God.
Listen, not us in the drive-through and eating food and drinking juice through this mouth guard something and little water come down with mouth
What are you
and
up
all
to,
of these
Yendi?
things. So we're gonna play a game. But you can't tell me no. Are you going to play this game?
Food involved. Remember me, I wear white.
Well, just make sure so you don't have no lily water.
Okay.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
So, here you go. There's some tea biscuit for
Not
you.
the biscuits.
And some tea biscuit for me. So,
Right.
here is how the game is going to go, right? You're going to fit all the tea biscuits in your mouth. You cannot chew it up, right?
What?
And then, just like we did in your car that day when we were on the road,
Right.
you are going to tell me something, and I'm going to tell you what you said.
With the tea
With
biscuit
the tea biscuit.
in my mouth?
Are you ready?
Okay.
Mr. Retribution.
Not a retribution.
She's a goodie. She's such a
Some
goodie.
other put 4 tea biscuits in my mouth. Oh my
Yeah.
God. I can't bite them.
No.
Okay, so are we doing it? Are we alternating?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
You first. Always the guests go first. No?
You're not slick.
Or am I?
You're not slick. All right, so we are now.
Feel like you might choke. Anyways, you've got
Ready?
it. Yeah. Okay. Are you gonna make it? Okay. Talk to me nice. Yendi, why you do this? Hey. Wait. What am I gonna say no?
Really?
Huh?
Really?
Yendi?
Ready.
Ready?
Mm.
Alright. Something always. Love you always. Mer. Nearly get excited. I? You. In. In. Pay. Hey. Say. In pay always. Play. Pray. I pray always. Just kidding. What am I saying? Pray. Play. Faith? Faith. It's my kid telling me. What he said?
In faith always.
Oh, bless your heart.
Right.
That's so lovely. Yeah, bother with you.
Wow.
By the way, you literally just sounded like it was still in your mouth.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Ready now.
Oh, but my mouth.
Let's go.
Okay.
That got far back though. Wow. Wow. Okay. All right. Yeah, do you really come start? Like honestly? In a real life? Oh, it's gonna. I am proud of you. Right. I love that you are happy. Love that. You can't take out the biscuit now so we can't take it serious. You can't take out the biscuit now so we can't take it serious. I'm dead. Right.
Oh,
Do
I'm
that.
crusty.
Have a little mishap there.
And I really am.
Thank you.
You know why? I know you well enough to know when you are content.
Yeah.
And I can feel it.
Took me a while though. Had to, had to navigate through some hurt.
And life is seasonal.
Yeah.
So it's not to say it will never happen again and you will never ebb and flow, but you have the tools.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of you.
Thank you. And I'm very proud of you too.
Is it?
What season is this?
Oh, hunting. We're counting.
We're counting.
Oh, we be stacking.
But yes, I remember,
When I called you.
right, about birthing all of this.
Yeah.
And it's to see the manifestation of it is really great because I know sometimes you're very hard on yourself
I am.
and you're your biggest critique.
I am.
Yeah. And fear sometimes gets caught up in that and it
Yes.
cripples you. So I'm happy to see you on the other side of it.
Are you going to tell them how many times I called you? Saying,
Right.
how do I upload the video?
Oh my
What I must do now? How I add this?
Oh my God.
But you were always so gracious.
Yes. And you've also thanked me publicly and
I
not only privately. So I can appreciate that.
Because it means a lot.
Thank you.
I feel like it takes nothing away from you to acknowledge and to praise and laud someone.
Yeah.
So
While they're alive.
that's right.
Yeah.
Give me them roses now. Let me smell them.
Period. Period.
Happy for you. Keep going.
Great talk.
My
Never
friend.
ball. I'm so proud of
So when you
myself.
try to hold it,
Oh my God.
they say, you do it, ask me that.
Why you do that?
Why you do that?
Cha.
But
Thanks for having me.
thanks for coming. Appreciate you.
Always.
Mean it.
Odyssey with Yendi Untold Journeys was brought to you in partnership with Sagicor and MasterCard.
Grab yourself some Appleton and tap into a new world of flavor. Have a snack for this episode? Well, grab your Sun Mix and taste the good life.